Today we are giving out bursaries. Obviously, we're dealing with applications that came into our office that were vetted and that will spread across the entire county evenly. It's really sad that I have two students here in their uniforms from a public school that had not made an application for bursaries, but they got to hear that there was a bursary event today and have been actually chased away from school. I want to appeal to the President. I want to appeal to the Ministry of Education. We have said we want to have 100% transition. All right, it is ridiculous for us to keep sending students home. Okay, I believe that we as a country have said we have free education. All right, we complement it with bursaries, but it seems like the schools, even with capitation expected from the government for the various students, are sending students home. Now, the downside of sending a student home is that the student actually misses the academic year or the academic subjects that are being taught, and then that student basically has a hard time catching up. So all the money we're investing in education goes to waste. So my appeal to the minister, to the Ministry of Education, my appeal to the President is that he gives a directive that no school should send any child home because of lack of fees. They should not send any child home because of lack of fees. All right? Every child should be able to report to school, and then we deal with the shortfalls in the education. And where the child cannot afford the fees, then we look at how bursaries can complement. If bursaries cannot complement, then the government every year writes off money. The government should be able to write off that money in the Ministry of Education, compensate the schools for the fees that is uncollected, and then be able to ensure that no child misses education, because it is a right under the Constitution, the right for education, right? The right to food, the right to health, all right? The right to decent shelter. These are all rights enshrined in our Constitution. These two children have actually come here with their uniform, and they're residents of Nairobi, but they school in Kajiado. It's a public school. I want to say shame on you to the school. I will actually find time to visit that school. No child in Kenya should be sent home because they are not able to pay the fees. If the government is paying capitation for that child should not be sent home. And I really hope that the President hears this message and does what he has to do to make sure he gives a directive that no school should take a child home. Here in Nairobi, we also have a situation where a lot of children lost their books, lost their uniforms during the floods, right? So those children have no uniforms. The parents have no money to buy the uniforms. The school should be able to organize with parents who've left the school to bring the uniforms and donate to the children that are there, or allow the child to school in home schools or in home clothes. It's ridiculous to send the child home because the child cannot afford to buy school uniform. So I really want us to have a humane way and a dignified way in dealing with our students. No student should be sent home because capitation will come for that child. And if the parents cannot pay their share, they will try and see how we can work with MPs to make sure that we can give the bursary. And at the end of the day, sending the child home is actually defeating the purpose of education. I offer condolences to all the families that have lost loved ones. I still maintain that the police should never go to a peaceful protest with live bullets. They should only go with rubber bullets, if at all. We have seen a number of the deaths that happened in this county and across the country really could have been avoided. I really pray that the Kenya Human Rights Commission, together with Amnesty, together with IPOA, will be able to ensure that all those who acted contrary to the law will be dealt with decisively. The media should not come under attack. We have seen Catherine Kariuki is in hospital in Nakuru. I spoke to her yesterday, and the only thing she wants from her hospital bed is that whoever shot her while she was in the line of duty covering the protest should actually be able to be brought to book and pay the price. Even if it takes however long, justice has to prevail. You know, and then also there's a question on the water that is being used, the water that is being sprayed, the colored water. I believe that we shall be asking and discussing this in Parliament. We want to know what are the side effects of that water what are the water pressures that they're using, what are the components in that water, because we've seen it's a different color water, and we really want to know, are these water sprays that they're using actually fit to use for the purpose, not actually going to cause respiratory problems with our citizens and any other skin ailments, because we are actually concerned about the color, we are concerned about the chemical components. We hope that it meets international standards of safety for those that are going to be sprayed with the water bowsers. That's it for me, and thank you, and God bless Kenya. Let's have peace in our country. Let's give our president time to initiate his broad-based government. Let's have a way to deal with unemployment. I'm very proud of my party leader for actually sticking his neck out again, no matter what people will say about him. Baba believes in peace even when he is aggrieved. He wants peace for this country. He's a statesman. And when he says that he wants to form a government of national unity and he wants dialogue, it is because Baba's manifesto, Azimio's manifesto, had a 6,000 shilling unemployment benefit. If the president would heed to the call of some of the promises that we had, we would be able to actually ease the burden of a lot of people. The second thing, Azimio had clusters, looking at the strengths of every constituency and every county and ensuring that we can create programs that could create employment opportunities. I believe that the broad-based government will be able to get things from each and every person, including the Gen Zs, including the millennials. I hear there's even a fossil age. Everybody in Kenya has something to contribute to nation building. And I really want to say that those who are trying to ridicule Baba and say it's about money, it's about exchange, it's about, Baba doesn't need money. He has enough money. Baba wants peace in this country, and peace comes with a price. And if that price is for you to insult him and to bring him down, then I'm sure he will gladly pay that price to ensure that Kenya is well governed and governed with the purpose of ensuring that we all work together. People talk about Baba not being a Gen Z. Well, I want to say something. The Gen Z age group is between 12 and 27. The average of that age group, it's 19. Raila Amolo Odinga started the ODM party in 2005. It is 19 years old. So he has, from 2005, represented the Gen Z population amongst everybody else. So for me, I believe that when Baba speaks and he talks about broad-based government, he's speaking not just for ODM as the party leader, he's speaking for the entire country. He's speaking so that we can make sure that peace is not lost in Kenya. Because without peace, you cannot build prosperity. We look at Sudan today. 25 million people are languishing in poverty. To bring that country back to stability is going to take forever. Our Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, said we should never take peace for granted. And I believe that Baba will be able to actually spearhead the demands and the wishes of the Gen Z generation, who we celebrate for coming out and doing what they did. We celebrate every Kenyan who has fought for the good of this country, from the Mau Mau to today, because Kenya is continuous. In the future, there'll be another generation fighting for rights, but we should never lose sight of the fact that there will be no rights to fight if there is no Kenya. We need Kenya for us to be able to fight for the rights. And right now, even those who in employment are actually in trouble. All those shops that were looted and were destroyed are actually going to fire people. So people who had jobs before the movement have now lost their jobs. We need this country to be able to attract tourism, to be able to attract conferences so people can be in employment. And now that is threatened with 30% cancellations. So please, let us give the government a chance. All right? Let us give the government a chance. William Samoei Ruto is the president of the Republic of Kenya. Right? He may be the head of the government, and there are a lot of things that have gone wrong under his tenure. Let us give the president the chance to fix it. He has heard, he has listened, and he has acted. So I think anybody who wants to push him beyond that is actually an enemy of Kenya, not a friend to Kenya.
Just to say that today is a big day here in Nairobi, whereby National Government Affirmative Action Fund has been able to give bursaries amounting to 17 million shillings through the women rep, that is Mheshimiwa Esther Bursaries. Thank you. And we were also able to give 9 million shillings for women economic empowerment. So it is expected that this money will go a long way in empowering the groups that have been given. And the bursaries also help so much in ensuring that our kids are retained in school. It's also good to mention that the distribution of sanitary towels, a program that has been funded by the government, is still ongoing in the country. The government spent close to $1 billion to purchase these sanitary towels. It's good to say that the distribution is still ongoing. It's also good to mention that in the coming 2 or 3 weeks, Gulf in Nairobi will also be giving close to 30 million shillings again for empowerment. And thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Raimin King. I'm an artist, and here is Nairobi. Actually, Kenya Esther Bursaries mama amesema jambo mwafaka zaidi. Mama amesisitiza kuwa wakati ambapo wale wajenzi wanavyoenda kuandamana pale na wana ugomvi wote, haifai serikali watumie live bullet ili kuangamiza mavijana kwa street. Hapo mama amesema kitu bomba zaidi, na tena akasisitiza kuwa tumpe president time, tumpe muda, manake kile kilio ambapo ilikuwa hapa awali ashaelewa na ashakubali kufanya na sisi. Na mimi kama msanii siku hii ya leo nasema shukran sana kwa mama Esther Bursaries, manake nimepata check kwa bandi yetu. Bandi yangu kama Raimin King Band amenipa check ya 100,000 ili niangalie jinsi naweza kujimarika katika hali ya usanaa, ambapo siku hii ya leo nimefurahia sana na kubrahia gaya kuwa mama Esther Bursaries anafanya kazi bomba zaidi na anafanya kazi mufti zaidi ili kuhakikisha wale wanao vipaji kuwa inaweza pia saidia, na wanao kuwa na vipaji pia waendelee katika ama kujimarisha katika nyanja ama sekta yao ya usanii. Na kwa hivyo nimepea mama Esther Bursaries kongole kubwa zaidi, na Mwenyezi Mungu amlinde, Mwenyezi Mungu ampe nguvu, Mwenyezi Mungu ampe maarifa ya kutekeleza masuala yake kutusaidia.